if I was to tell you that I've found a reference to John Wick and the Cube during this entire Easter egg video, you probably wouldn't believe me. However, I have. I've spent the last 2 hours searching the entire replay to find every little Easter egg for you guys, so don't forget to smash that like in the next 10 seconds to help this video get out there so as many people as possible can see these Easter eggs. Alright, let's get into this. First thing I've found for you guys is more of a secret and a tip for the future. The counter on the eliminations does not actually work. So if you get to 150, the game won't end. That's really good news for future events, so you can just stay in the game and you don't need to re-queue like I used to do. That was a really cool tip for you guys. Also, we're now in the first stage of the event where 5 of these antennas rose from the hatches in order. That's more of a basic thing, but my favorite one, and this was due to the amount of builds around my agency and depending on your situation, was when the actual device rose from the fountain, which was inside the agency. Now you may have not seen this depending on what situation your game was, and it actually rose straight out of here pretty quickly with an explosion, destroying all of the structures around. So this was a nice little Easter egg for those wondering. I absolutely loved it, and it's kind of cool to see everything just disappear like that from all the crazy builders that are in my game. So at this point in the event, simply the device just rises from the center, and there aren't many secrets or Easter egg at this point, so I am going to wind it on a little bit, and it's just because there isn't really much going on regarding Easter eggs and secrets. So skipping forward to when the device had powered up all the antennas and had powered and connected to the storm to force it backwards. This is our first teleportation during the event, and we get teleported to a random office style build. You'll see here, this is when it happens, and I head straight into it. Now what's really cool about in here is there are several little Easter eggs. There are references to Ghost, you can also see it on the table. We have a picture of Midas, Lynx, and the engineer, and we even have pictures of Jonesy on the wall. Now these pictures of Jonesy on the wall are very strange, and I have no idea what these reference to, but they're pretty cool. Also, you could actually watch the screen or watch the event in here. It's like they're controlling the event for us. I wonder if this is Epic Games or if this is something else. And we'll get into that as we continue to go through a little bit further. But that's it for the first scene. Nothing really happens in that little scene. So then we get teleported back into the map itself, and the storm has taken over. And obviously this is just basic stuff. Most of us saw this during the event. The storm had taken over, and the device needed to be repowered up and reconnected to force back the storm once again. And that's what it does. It forces back the storm, and again the same thing happens. However, they kind of bait us in with it. So as you can see, the device slowly pushes back the storm right here, and then suddenly powers up an extreme level and forces it right back. And it kind of acts like it's the end of the event, just like we saw a reference back to the end of the season 6 event where everything went kind of that rainbow gloomy effect, giving that really nice feeling that we have succeeded, just like when Kevin's ruins were placed on the map. However, that is not the case. They baited us real hard right here because I was actually attacking people with the minigun and I did not deal any damage to them during the event. Kind of a little Easter egg secret type thing there. More of a secret, I guess. But the Easter egg reference is back to that season 6 reference with the kind of, I put a little footage of it of me landing in from that event, which was really, really awesome. Wow, I missed season 6. That was such an awesome event back then where Kevin's ruins were placed down. But speaking of Kevin, we actually have a reference to him here where the lightning hits the Doomsday device. This is really interesting because that lightning itself actually cracks the device. If you check in Midas's lobby, you can see the device is now cracked, and that's because of Kevin hitting it. For those that wonder, why is it Kevin? Why are you saying it's the cube part? Well, if you watch closely in slow motion, you can see the lightning actually comes out of the sky and hits the device rather than the device actually hitting the sky. So it comes from the sky, and this is a reference back to Kevin when he was born in season 5, like you can see in this gameplay here. Wow, what an awesome Easter egg that is. Was the device to stop another Kevin from spawning? Maybe. We don't exactly know why the device was used or what it was aimed to do. That's obviously going to be broken down as we get further into this. Before we break down exactly what he's saying, take a little listen to it first and then we'll break it down.
No, everything is not stable over here. We are Janice, dial the resonance actuator to 7.2. Now, please. Yes, right now.
I'm on it.
Wait. Hold on. It's not just a storm. What does that mean? It must be connected to the loop. But there's no way we could have predicted that it would react this way. At this point.
breaking down his phone calls, the most interesting points are towards the end. The first part just talks about him potentially powering the device, and then we break it down even further and we start to hear him saying, wait, hold on, it's not just the storm. What does that mean? And then he goes and says, must be connected to the loop, but there's no way we could have predicted that it would react this way. And then it kind of blurs out with the words at this and teleports us back to the map. So is this referencing back to the loop with the visitor from his original tapes? Here, listen to his tapes and you can hear the loop there.
When I hear this again, will it help me remember? Or once looped, will I be just as muted as the others? No matter, it seems the lengthy precautions worked. The theorem was a success. You arrived outside the loop at the exact moment of expansion. This effectively paused the singularity, giving us time to create the devices needed to synchronize the junction. What I didn't factor was that the only way to trigger the device was from within the loop itself. Thus this hasty and primitive recording. And why now I find myself looped. Activate the beacon at precisely the moment this timer reaches nothing. The 0 point must be contained once more. If they are correct, it will be the end.
So yeah, the visitor did reference the loop. Is the loop something to do with the 0 point or the cube's power? It's all slowly starting to link together. We'll break this down more in a storyline video, but I'm just kind of testing the water with it so you guys can put your theories down below in the comments. Now guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, do consider smashing subscribe on the channel. We're getting so close to 550,000 subscribers, and if you enjoy this sort of content, you're at the right place here, so do consider smashing that subscribe and notification bell. Anyway, moving on to my favourite Easter egg of them all, and that is John Wick. You're probably wondering, Pat, what are you on about John Wick? Well, he's in it. You know where he is? He's actually outside of the room. So here, I've managed to get outside of the room in replay mode, and as I explore further, there are several John Wicks around the office. Now this office is in the sky, by the way, guys. It's not anywhere on the map from what I've found. Let me know in the comments if you do find it though. Also, I've noticed John Wick's here, and I'm thinking to myself, why is John Wick here? Well, the first reason I thought John Wick might have been here was because he's like the ultimate kind of spy or agent, maybe even above Deadpool, and maybe that's why Jonesy has him up there, because generally Jonesy's office, you know, in his office we see that he's got kind of a camera watching the event. We also see on his desk it says John Jones, which is Jonesy. And we also see a lot of ghost mugs and ghost kind of pieces. We even see like a ghost file around the office. So does this reference back to potentially Jonesy being the leader of Ghost, and then him having John Wick as his like agent, or a bunch of John Wicks as his final kind of like bodyguards? Maybe. Or is it just a general render issue? I'm not too sure why they're up there, to be honest. But it's a very cool Easter egg. It's a cool reference back to John Wick to see he's actually part of the event. You can't actually see him when you were watching the event. You have to go into replay to find him. But yeah, there's the John Wick Easter egg for you guys. After the John Wick event, we start to see a little bit more details on this side of stuff, and that's actually over in the water scene. So in this scene, you can see that we've got Deadpool's yacht up here. Just a note, guys, the normal yacht is still in its same position. This is only a temporary render. Also, we have the sharks, potentially, which are coming in Season 3. They're really awesome to see in the water right here. Big boy shark right here, ready to eat us all. That's really, really cool. And another little Easter egg as well, it's not just the shark, there is also a battle bus in this section. It's just around the corner from the shark, and I'll take you guys there right now. Here you can see we've got the battle bus with a bunch of cars. It's actually a lot smaller, I think, than the normal battle bus size. Well, it feels it, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And then if we continue going around, you can see we've got a few trees there and then, nothing too major. We've also got, I guess, a camper van there, a pylon floating, but these have just randomly been rendered in for this. Another tree and a shark here, another pylon up here with the battle bus again and a bunch of cars. If we keep going around a little bit further, you can see, as I like to call it, you've got Kevin's Island, or potentially a cookie. At first I thought it was Kevin's Island because it looked like a pipe, but it's actually only the tree from the other side, and it just looks like a giant floating potato or cookie. I thought it was a cool little Easter egg. I have no idea where it had come from, but yeah, we got a cookie inside of the event. I liked it, and I hope you guys did too. Other than that, in the water, there wasn't too much more. I kind of explored it a little bit further, couldn't notice too much. There was obviously a tree over here, and Risky's sign as well. As we continue around a little bit further, you can see we got Risky's sign here, kind of signaling that maybe Risky got lifted up during the event. But obviously, it's still there right now, but it may be gone in Season 3. We also got Season 3's teaser, which is really cool, which is over on my community section. I put a little screenshot of it here. A lot of you guys have been saying it potentially could be Aquaman's Trident. Let me know in the comments what you think the Season 3 teaser could possibly be. Now, moving towards the end of the video, we have a last little thing for you guys, and that's what Jonesy officially says in his last little statement. So this is kind of an interesting one. I do really like it. Obviously, in Jonesy's room itself, there's a bunch of stuff you can see on his phone. I couldn't really work out what was on his phone, but I'll play to you guys his last little audio and break it down for you.
And that worked? How long do you think it'll hold? Good. Good. Everything is starting to stabilize here. Nothing seems to be... How are you even... Wait. Can you hear me? Hear me?
There you have it, guys. That was the last bit I've got for you guys. To break that down a little bit more detail, it was kind of like we're stuck in some sort of loop or some sort of different dimension, and we've gone to visit Jonesy, and he kind of reacted to us being there very strangely. Again, this will be broken down further in a storyline video. Please leave your theories down below in the comment section. I really do hope you guys did enjoy this video. I tried my best to put as much time and effort into this and get every little secret for you guys. If you've noticed something which I haven't covered in today's video, please leave it in the comments down below as always, or tweet me at postboxpat or join my Discord server. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the other content on screen right now.